So in database management system, module 3 will start. It consists of the structure query language continuation part, whatever we discuss in the module 2, the query languages, different commands, create, insert the data into the table, and update, modify. So all these concepts we discussed in the previous in module 2 classes. Module 2 in the database management system subjects. Now let us start the module 3, and which consists of the continuation part of the structure query language, complex queries, triggers, views, and schemas modifications. Means already created table, we have to little bit changes in the relations. So simple queries in the module 2 we discuss how to create and make the changes particular column and particular rows, means tuple and domains, retrieve the data in the existing relations. Now in this complex queries, okay, so first in the module 3 in the complex continuation part of this SQL, we will discuss the more complex SQL retrieval queries and specific semantic constraints and assertions and actions as triggers. So particular data which is already inserted in the relations, uh, we have to change the trigger statements. Means the statement which uh, executes the automatically particular informations. Next, virtual tables, that is views in SQL. Views in SQLs. So created tables, end user should read that the attributes. So next, the schema modification in the SQL. The schema modification in the SQL, the structured query languages already created relations or tables, or you may say it is a databases, little bit changes in the tables. So that one will consider in the schema modification in table. Now, first, the more complex SQL retrieval queries. So additional features as you know that in the C++, when we are writing a simple C programs, it consists of simple statements, variables, declarations, and printing the hello message, all things. But when we are go through the some typical statements executions, so like functions, and you can say it is a different ways of creating the sub programs. So here also in the structure query languages, nested queries means query which consists of one more queries and two relations, or you can say it is a two tables, make the combined, that is considered joined tables, student table, staff table, both combining, that is joint table. This is one taking an example. And outer joins means out of this database some other relations tables joined with the table. So aggregate functions and grouping. Grouping is nothing but similar attributes, similar attribute name, more than one relations combined together. So that concept is comes in the grouping. So first and most important, each and every data we are inserting into the table, it is a compulsory, means like student name, student number, like USN number, branch, all those things. In addition, some of the informations students are not providing, those we have to put the null. That should be conditions, like contact number, parents contact number, student contact number. It may be chances of student doesn't have any contact numbers, so we have to put the null. There is no having any data. So meaning of this null, unknown value, unavailable or withheld value, and not applicable attributes. So null meaning, it is one of the most important concept in the relation database. So every data we are inserting compulsorily, but anyhow some of the values are which we are not inserted, you have to mention the null, null. So each individual null value considered to be different from every other null values. So three value in the logic in the SQL uses, that is true, false, and unknown. Maybe. So true and false, yes or no, whether it is there or not. So null is equals to null comparison is avoided. Means null value is there, but we can't put empty. You have to mention anything, like you have to write null. Means what happens in the query execution time, it will consider as a there is no data, okay, but it is a somehow null value. Comparisons involving null and three valued logics. So logic connectives in the three valued logic and, or, and not. So and or not means whether, as we discussed, this is true, false, and unknown. So true, false, and unknown is there, no? So same thing here also, true, false, and unknown, and conditions, true, true, okay, true, false, unknown, and false, 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 false. So condition, whatever we are applying in the logical connectivities, okay. So based on that, you have to apply in the relations. So comparisons involving in the null, three value logics. So here, first, SQL allows in the queries check whether the attribute, whatever we are assigning the attribute values, okay, attribute is null. Is it null or not? We have to check it out. So this is the first conditions. So see here, we have taken on query, retrieve the names of all employees who do not have the supervisors. Retrieve the names of all employees who do not have the supervisor, except supervisors, all names. Select first name, last name of the supervisors from which table? Relation, employee table, or employee relations. What is the condition? Where super, okay, means supervisor SSN is null. Means supervisors mention who is null, those candidate will retrieve here names of all employees. Means obviously those are have the supervisors, they have the supervisor SSN, okay. So here that is number. If supervisor not, obviously there is no supervisor number, so it is mentioning the null. So those candidates will retrieve. So that's why select F name, first name and last name of the employee from the employee table. The condition is where super underscore SSN is null. Then it will retrieve all the information, those who are not the supervisors. So this is one comparison involving null and three valued logic. Next, come to the point. Nested queries. So nested complete select from where blocks within where clause another query, means query which consists of one more query. So next you studied the functions and nested functions, subroutines, nested subroutines, okay. So function and subroutine are same, like same thing in the concept of nested. It is one type of looping. One question which consists of one more questions, means we have to solve which is the inner one questions first. Means inner one query first you have to solve, then outer one. So in the nested queries, complete select from where block within the condition, see the condition WHER, where clause of another query. Means the query, when you are solving that particular one query with the particular syntax of the structure query language, again it will consist of one more subquery, that is we can say it is a nested queries. Outer query and nested subqueries. Means outer query, which is in general main question or main query of the structured query language, and nested subquery, which consists of the inner query in the SQL. So comparison operator, that is in. So comparison operator, we have to make the conditions or two objects comparisons. Uh, Anyhow, the compares value v with a set, means it consists of single object or multiples. So that's why it is with a set or multi-set of values v, and evaluates to true if v is one of the elements in v. So nested queries example. So you see, select uniqueness. Uniqueness, retrieving the particular number. So we are using the distinct. So distinct is a reserved keyword in the structured query language. So reserved commands, we can say it is a reserved command. Select distinct p number, that is phone number, from the project. That is a select distinct p number, that is considered as a project number from project relation, means project table. This is on project table. We have to select particular or project number, distinct project number from project relations. Condition is where project number, see, where project number in, means in what it will shows that it consists of one more nested query in. Okay, so that's why here see, the comparison operator in represents the nested query. Query will consist of one more query. In is a command query, that is a built-in command in the SQL to represents the nested query. So that's why here project number in bracket select project number from, see, here it is select and one more select it is. Getting or not? Here also one select, again it is one more select, means in, means next. This is a first query. With this query consists of one more query. So select project number from the relation of the table project department employee, means you have to retrieve the data, that particular attribute, project number attribute from project department and employee. This is considered as this project number is considered as a foreign key here, foreign key, because project table also consists of this project number, and department relation or department table is also consist of the project number, and employee table or employee relation also consists of this project number. So that's why this is the major concept, that is called the attribute, that is called the primary key as well as the foreign key. So here where the condition is where D number, so D number, which is, we can say it is a department number, and okay, D num is equals to D number, and okay, MGR SSN is equals to SSN and last name, means manager's number, manager SSN means which project which manager is handling. So manager SSN is equals to SSN and last name is equals to Smith. Means condition is, see, this is a L name is equals to Smith, who's the manager name, last name is Smith. That name managers, you have to select the project. Getting? You have to MGR underscore SSN is equals to SSN and operator or and logical, and we are using comparison operators, and you can say it is a logical and operator. So where, see, this where dnum is equals to d number and MGR underscore SSN is equals to SSN and last name L name is equals to Smith. So this is one way of writing this nested queries for retrieving particular project from the various tables, either project from the project, department, and employee. Or one more, or project number in select project PNO from works on. This is separate table. Works underscore on and employee. So works on and employee. These both tables where condition is employee. Employee SSN is equals to SSN and last name is Smith. Means in the works on and employee, the Smith consider as a only simple SSN. Means employee, that is number. But here in the project table, department table and employee table, manager SSN is equals to SSN. Means rule is changes here. Manager is also employee, and under the manager who is working as an engineer, those are also employee. So common all, employee number is different, but sometimes anyhow when we are considering different projects, different works, so based on that make the splitting the section. Manager is separate, and within the managers, employees as a engineers are separate. So here, so both conditions, these nested queries, either you can use this query or this condition, this queries also. So here, in the nested queries, use tuples of values in comparisons. So use tuples of values in the comparison. Means after comparisons, the particular values, okay, in the attributes, we have to change a little bit, replacement. So, and you have to mention in the parenthesis, place them within parenthesis. Select distinct employee SSN number from the condition and works on means this works on is a relation table where condition is project number, hours, how many hours, particular project, particular employee is works. So works on is a table which consists of the data, particular employee in particular project, how many hours worked. So those informations details are in the works on table. So where project number and how many hours. So these P and O and hours are the two attributes in means again it is having query nested queries. In select project number, hours from works on where means I want particular one employee's information where ESSN, see unique directly I am mentioned the employee number ESSN 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 means this candidate information I want. So it may be raising some questions. So directly we can write select P number hours from works on where ESSN is equals to, but distinct means uniqueness from the all employees means number of employees in the works on. So I want unique particular informations in the works on table. So applying this nested queries technique and retrieving the informations. So other comparison operators, single values like equals to any value v particular equals to any or is equals to some operator we are using. Any equals to any or equals to some operator. So it returns true if the value v is equal to some value in the set v and hence equal to in. Like when we are writing the C++ return values in the functions, if condition is true, return 1, otherwise return 0, condition is false. the functions when we are created in the program. So similarly here also in the nested query language, so equals to any or equals to some operators, it returns true or false in the using the in command. So in command, as you know that it is a nested queries command. So again here also we are using the some standard operators we can combine, like with any or some, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to, and unequal, less than, greater than, unequal. Or you can consider all, which will apply the all the attributes. Value must be exceed all values from the nested queries. So select last name and first name from the employee relation or employee table. The condition is, salary is greater than, okay, salary greater than all. Again it is having the nested query. Select salary from employee. The condition is where DNO is equals to 5, means department number is equals to 5. Next is a create tuples variables, okay, means references, aliases for all tables referenced in the SQL queries. So this is the one of the potential errors to avoid in the, and it may, you can say it is an ambiguities. So is taken one example for employee. So here consider the reference name, or you can say it is a table name as a, using the dot operator. You can retrieve the name of the each employees who have the dependent with the same first name and with the same gender as the employees. So here select employee first name e dot c, e dot, it represents the employee table. E represents the from particular f name, from where you're taking this f name, which this f name attribute in which table we have to mention. So this is one type of writing this. We can say it is a aliases or referenced. So e dot f name is employee e dot f name comma e dot l name from employee as e. See employee table, see as e, through this e dot f name e dot l name, where e dot ssn means number, employees serial number or ssn in, again nested query is applying, select essn from dependent is a one table as d, where e dot f name first name is equals to d dot dependent name, both are equal, and one more conditions, e dot sex is equals to d dot sex, means the genders both apply, then only it will display the result. Queries that are nested using the equals or in, comparison operators also we are using, and we can make the changes, that is collapsed into the single block. So see same thing it is also, select employee first name employee last name from the employee